What is up, metalheads? What is up? It's Heavy Metal Pokemon, and be sure to get your new Colorado Mamoswine shirt featuring the front and back logos. Going to be only a limited time run for the IBL Season 5, so be sure to purchase these. These are currently on sale for $20. And you might be able to get another promo code to make it even less. So be sure to check that out down in the description down below. And as always, bros, keep gaming. What is up, metalheads? What is up? It is Heavy Metal Pokemon here, bringing you our Week 2 Team Builder and Battle all in one. Now, I normally don't do that, but there's different circumstances in this battle that make it so all that kind of happens in one. I didn't have enough time to do my cool my cool team builder slides, so we'll just kind of go over the team in Showdown here, which is perfectly fine. So yeah, as you can see down on the bottom below, I have my team, I have his team that he brought, so you kind of got to see it. His team also has, aside from those 6, he has a Haxorus and a Sylveon, which he did not bring. I would have probably liked to have seen the Haxorus over the Braviary, and then the Sylveon maybe over the Sneasel. Just might have made his team a little bit more of a threat. All right, so let's get right into the team builder. So as you can see from his team, he has no ground type. 0. There's none. He has an electric resist. He has 2 electric resists, but no immunity. So Dax came up with this super hot Mega Fire set for me. Tapu Koko, Choice Specs, Electric Surge, Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Hidden Power Bug, Dazzling Gleam. Timid, so that way I can outspeed his whole team. Max Special Attack, and then 116 HP. That's it. This thing can just damage just literally Volt Switch every time it comes in until everything is low enough for me to just spam Thunderbolt. Hidden Power Bug has a potential to kill Celebi based on his spread. Dazzling Gleam will KO the Haxorus if he's not at +1. If he's at +1, obviously he outspeeds us and will die to an Earthquake or a Poison Jab. Most likely an Earthquake, because Poison Jab's not as strong. It's still super effective, but I believe Earthquake hits a lot more on my team. So, all right. So there is that guy. Not much. He's literally just going to Volt Switch every time. I don't think I click any other button besides Volt Switch until everything is needing to die, and then I click Thunderbolt. Okay. Next up on the roster, we have Lycanroc. This is Dak Attack. So we have Kokohana, and this is Dak Attack. Like I said, named after my good friend, his stage name Dak Attack. Anyways. So like the Lycanium Z with the Steedfest ability, none of the abilities really matter in this. I did want Lycanroc Dusk, but I think the point value was too much for what I had points for, so we went with Lycanroc Day, and so far he's in this match he had a really good matchup. So we got Crunch because in my mocks I was not getting up a Swords Dance here. Dax made this set for me as well. We were not getting up a Swords Dance, so I went Crunch, so that way if the Celebi was there, I could at least damage it. Because I didn't know, I still don't know actually if Grass resists Rock. I would assume it would, but I don't know. But yeah, so we have Crunch, Stone Edge, Cell Rock, and Taunt. Not Taun. Taunt. Here we go. 244 speed again to outspeed everything. And then, because yeah, he doesn't have anything faster than Mega Gallade at 1. Or actually, that outspeeds me. But I can just obliterate it with a Cell Rock. So I just outspeed the Gallade. And then a Cell Rock can spoop Scarf Bucephalon, and Cell Rock will obliterate the non-Evilite Sneasel. Evilite shouldn't be able to live 1. it's not that strong. I mean, it's base 40 power. It's super effective, but it's not Tough Claws boosted. I mean, we got pretty good attack 115, so I mean it's gonna hurt, like I said, but he should be able to live 1, I believe. I haven't checked damage calcs, but I would assume an EV Light version would be able to take 1. Alright, next up we have Halucha Broom. Electric Seed, Unburden, Acrobatics, Iron Head, Sword Stance, Drain Punch. So I can Sword Stance on Choice Band Sneasel, on Gallade as long as he's not set up, and that's it. So any of those I can come in on, and I can definitely get the Sword Stance up, and then I can just straight KO everything except Rotom Wash, but this won't come in until that Rotom Wash is gone. And then at that point I can just everything. So yeah, I outspeed Choice Scarf Sneasel, which is his fastest mon, by 2 points with this spread. So Adamant, max HP, max attack, and then I get the defense boost. So that is how I'm able to live 1 attack from those guys, as long as I don't flinch, which I mean I shouldn't because I'm faster. So so barring crits, we're good to go. Yeah. All right. Next up we have No Scope with the Rocky Helmet. So as you can see, he has Gallade. He has this. We don't want to intimidate this fear of the +1. We do have a way if he wants to lock himself into Brave Bird. We do have Aggron in the back for that. But so yeah, this thing's really defensive. Max HP, pretty close to max defense, 228 plus bold, and then 28 Spadef with Will-O-Wisp, Flamethrower, Roar, and Morning Sun. Sorry. Roar was for bulk up, bulk up Gallade. It was such a problem in mocks. It was like the biggest thorn in my side, like trying to get rid of it, because I didn't have anything that could take it out in one shot, like break the sub. So we switched to Flamethrower, and that's able to break his sub every time. And then we can roar him out if he wants to start setting up bulk ups. So that's really good there, and really helps us out. So nice go there. And then we can take like a couple of close combats really well with this spread. And then, like I said, afterwards we do about 60% with the Flamethrower, and then so you know, we should be really good. So yeah, he's kind of our defensive guy against his three big physical threats in Haxorus, Gallade, and Sneasel. All right, on to Cyrus, the Lowland Persian. As you know, he has no scope. So on to the Lowland Persian. Choice Scarf, Fur Coat ability. I mean, it doesn't really matter what ability. So I have Toxic, Parting Shot, Foul Play, and Knockoff. So I outspeed his whole team with this Scarf, except for Scarf Sneasel. But we speed tie, so that could be okay. Foul Play is pretty much, so if he wants to come in and set up with Haxorus, I can come in and just KO it the next turn with Foul Play, which is perfectly fine. And then I can do a lot of damage to Gallade with Foul Play. Parting Shot pretty much just gives me such a nice pivot against everything. So even if he wants to do this, and then I can come in the next turn and I can Foul Play him to death. So it really works out well if he, you know, gets the Defiant boost, because then I can just come in and Foul Play with that super high attack stat. So yeah, Toxic, I just needed another move. So Knockoff, so I can knock off items, Foul Play for the setup mons, and then Parting Shot just pretty much for everything else. Gallade, Sneasel, Rotom, you know, pretty much just weaken them, and then let another mon come in for to take less damage. So that's pretty much it. And as max, so that way we can speed tie with Sneasel. And last but not least, we have Blue Eyes, the Mega Aggron. 252 HP, 84 plus defense, and 172 Spadef. This thing is just a tank. I can take a couple of close combats, and I can heavy and slam and KO the Gallade. Stealth Rock, and then Dragon Tail. So if he wants to try and set up like a Calm Mind, fearing, you know, anything, or a Sword Stance, I can just Dragon Tail him out, get damage, and you know, phase them out. So, you know, I get a 2 for damage there. I get rocks, and we get you know, damage on them. So that's really cool. That's why I opted over with it over Roar. Though Roar might have been better for like a sub variant of something. So yeah. Alright, so let's kind of get into the battle a little, and let's talk about what happened in the battle. So bam. So hope you like my super sweet team builder layout, or team preview layout. So what happened was, right in the last 2 turns we got a DC, and it was terrible, and I'm like, I am not going, there's no way we can recreate this. So I'll just kind of get into the battle here. So we lead off, so I lead off with my Lycanroc. He leads off with his Rotom. I figured he was going to lead Celebi, so I'm like, if I can taunt him, get rid of his rocks. My nose is running, sorry guys. If I can taunt him, you know, get rid of his rocks, and then I can switch out, you know, into something else, so that way he doesn't put up the rocks, because the rocks really hurt my team, because I'm going to do a lot of switching with Tapu Koko, so I don't want those up. But he leads with the Rotom, so it puts me in a bad spot already, and I don't know what flavor he is, so I don't want to burn my Z yet, so I just switch out into a Alolan Persian, because I'm like, if that gets burned, that gets burned. I don't really care. But he goes into, he Hydro Pumps, and that does like a billion, and I'm like, man, this thing is like super duper offensive. No, it's just regular no special attack Rotom, so he was a bulky version. So I lived, and I Parting Shot, and I go out into my Aggron, and he Volt Switches, and I get up my rocks. And then I think he goes into Celebi or something. Like I said, it sucked because we DC'd like the last 2 turns, and you know, neither of us have a capture card, so that's unfortunate as well. So then he Thunder Waves me, I believe, and I go for Dragon Tail, and you know, I get paralyzed, and so he goes out. So after he Thunder Waves me, he goes out into Bucephalon, and he's able to set up a sub, and I'm able to break it finally with a Dragon Tail, so that was lucky. And then you know, so we make some switching around, and I wish I could remember. I tried to like recreate it in OBS. Here, let me show you. Here we go. So I was trying to do this, recreate it for you guys. It just wasn't working. I just could not get the turns remembered and everything like that. So yeah, I got fully paralyzed like a few times, and it just really was a pain at that point to try and recreate because of those paras and Dragon Tail rolls and stuff like that. So we couldn't recreate, and so at the end of the game we're left with Tapu Koko, Hawlucha. He's left with Celebi and Braviary. So he had clicked U-turn on the turn that we had disconnected, and I'm like, I need to see what I can do with this Thunderbolt. So if I could 2-shot, as long as he doesn't have Leaf Storm, I might be okay, because he won't be able to. I don't believe he could kill me with my investment from Brave Bird. So he'd have to click return, and then he wouldn't be able to kill me with return on my Hawlucha, and I'd be able to just acrobatics him to death. So that's kind of how that went down. But he U-turned, so he would have yeah, he wouldn't have been able to. So the Braviary dies to Thunderbolt at the end, and then Hawlucha comes in and takes out the Celebi for me. So we win with a nice 2-0, which was really nice. It was really good game. Really hard because of those Thunderwave turns. Had we not got fully parried, it would have put us in a much better spot because we'd have really put a lot of pressure on that Bucephalon, and would have had that Mega Aggron still around. But I had to sack him, so like I had to make a couple of sacks because of the fully paras to keep Mega Aggron around for what I needed him for, and I wouldn't have had to do that if I didn't get those fully paras. It's like I only had one turn where I broke through paralyzation, and then the other 4, like one was by itself, and then I had 3 in a row, and it was terrible. So that's where that's at. So we get a nice 2-0 win. We start off 1-1 plus 1, which that's pretty solid. Not the ideal start, but we're pretty solid here. I probably could have brought Hawlucha in a little sooner, but I couldn't get a time to get him in versus the Gallade or the Sneasel at an opportune time where I had the electric terrain up. So that really sucked. Especially if I could have like parting shot, but like I said, I had to sack that off. So I mean, I could have definitely done a little bit better, but like I said, those fully paras were terrible. So I had to kind of play around a little bit. So so yeah, that's the battle. Like I said, just right at the end. It was a really good one. I think you guys would have enjoyed it, but nonetheless, guys, that is it. So I still need to fix my question of the day, but as always, bros, keep gaming.
You're a memory I can't lose. I'll hold on to you.